Strangers, believe me when I say, loving me is loving danger. Your heart is bound to break. I walk alone in the night, beneath the pale moon. Loving's for the fools. Baby, beware of my body. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a creeping through the shadows and the corners of your mind. I go where the wind blows. I run but I don't hide. I hear the call of the wild. I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a
Alright guys, sorry about the delay. Me little tired panda, me slept in. Again. I gotta stop sitting up playing Star Citizen because it's really bad for my streaming life. How is everybody? I'm still half asleep, but I'm there. We all good? We're all good in the chat. Hey. We're all enjoying our lovely Tuesday. Is it Tuesday today? What day is it? Alright. So let's go through. Let's break down the news. We'll do the usual. We got some funny news. We got some sad news. We're going to start it a little light. We don't have Satellite here today because he has a thing. And yeah. Who knows? Maybe he'll jump in a little bit later. Not quite sure. But at the moment, I'm not expecting him. But let's jump into it. Let's go through. Let's talk about the news. Alright. Lottery winner wears scream mask to collect $1 million Jamaican lottery prize so he won't reveal, so his relatives won't hound him for money. So we're going to start a little light here, guys. So yeah, a Jamaican man turned up claiming his $1 million prize money wearing a mask from the movie Scream. According to Justify, the man, who identified himself as A. Campbell, decided to collect the prize incognito so he wouldn't have the money with a cash-hungry relatives. Oof. Don't think they're going to be... I don't know how they're going to feel about this. Mr. Campbell waited 54 days to collect the $158 million, or 1.17 million US, prize money from the nation's Super Lotto after his original win November last year. The winner waited 54 days to collect his prize, initially having won jackpot back in November. Normally, I would write down the numbers from the televised draw, eat, and then go and check my numbers, he said. Oh, okay, yeah. I looked at my ticket that night, I ran into my bedroom and said, I've won! I've won! I want to get a nice house. I haven't found it yet, but I'll be looking for one soon. I like to handle money. I don't beg, I don't borrow, he says. So I'm looking at things that can turn over. I have a little business, so I plan to make it bigger, buy an apartment. I love to have money. Virtual pictures from the event show him shaking hands with the lottery executives and receiving an enormous check while wearing the mask. Lottery winners in the Caribbean country often wear disguises while collecting their prize due to high levels of crime in the country and fears that they would be hounded for money by family and friends. Back in June, another Super Lotto winner decided to wear an emoji mask to protect her identity after she won $189,000 in Jamaican money, which is roughly just over $1 million, under $1 million, I think. Just over. So yeah, there's that. Look, at the end of the day, I get it. I get why he's doing it. Yeah, I could fully see people annoying you if you won the lotto. It'd be annoying. So yeah, kind of really. I just wanted to start the day off a little bit light, guys, because we're going to get into some weird stuff. But yeah, just start a little light. In chat, Leaf says, I'm good, how are you? I am very well, Leaf. Is that our Leaf from Discord? Jeffrey is funny. Yeah, Jeffrey, it is kind of funny, actually. I like this guy. He has a sense of humour. So, yeah, moving along. Senate has uncovered no direct evidence of conspiracy between the Trump campaign and Russia. So now all of those news agencies that went on about Trump spreading fake, about Trump being fake news, about calling them fake news, went on about Alex Jones, for example, saying that he's a conspiracy theorist and he doesn't deserve Twitter. Kindly please delete your Twitter account for good, right? Because that was the stance. That was your benchmark. Was that Alex Jones is a conspiracy theorist, therefore he shouldn't be on Twitter. Well, you've been peddling a conspiracy theory for the past how many years now? Please delete your Twitter account for good. I think it's only fair. I think that mainstream media who vilified Alex Jones for pushing a conspiracy theory about Sandy Hook should also do the same thing about Russia. Don't you? But anyway. I'll wait for them to delete their Twitter account, right? We were never going to find a contract signed in blood saying, hey Vlad, we're going to collude, one Democrat's aide said. Seems like an excuse, but anyway. Washington, after 2 years and 200 interviews, and the Senate Intelligence Committee is approaching the end of its investigation into the 2016 election, having uncovered no direct evidence of a conspiracy between Trump campaign and Russia, according to both Democrats and Republicans on the committee. But investigators disagree along party lines when it comes to the implications of a pattern of contacts they have documented between Trump's associates and Russia. Contacts that occurred before, during, and after the Russia intelligence operatives were seeking to help Donald Trump by leaking hacked Democrat emails and attacking his opponent Hillary Clinton on social media. Oh, they're still pushing this. This is where they start moving goalposts because, oh wait, now there's no direct collusion. Maybe it was just Russia alone. Hello from my car. Hello, satellite from your car. How are you? Okay, so WikiLeaks has come out and said that there is no direct link, that there was not a Kremlin source that gave them the emails. As far as I know, he implied, yeah, man, satellite, yeah, if you can jump on, I'm in the Discord on the live chat, so yeah, jump in, man, if you can, whatever you can, man, but yeah, I believe WikiLeaks turned around and said that the emails were not hacked by Russia. I think he said that there was no Russian evidence on all in this situation. I'd have to double check that though. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, WikiLeaks, I really do believe that the DNC emails came from Seth Ridge. And I believe that the other emails from Podesta and all that, look, they probably might have come from a hacker. It could have been Russian, it could have been Chinese. China is really good on the whole hacking thing. Could have been a whole bunch of people. At the end of the day, and this is, you know, okay, the US now cares about meddling in the elections, right? Okay, what about you meddling in the rest of the world's elections? Do you suddenly care about that as well? Look, at the end of the day, I'm not using it, but you know, if it had been Trump's emails that got hacked instead of Podesta's or Donnie Jr., do you reckon the mainstream media would care about this Russia narrative so much? Of course not. But anyway, As for, Donald Trump, by leaking the hacked Democrat emails, which I think is Sethridge, and attacking his opponent Hillary Clinton on social media. Her going through and hiring Russians to do UPOP research on Trump. Right? Like that attack, you mean. Funny how you don't mention that. If we had to write a report based on the facts that we have, then we don't have anything that would suggest there was collusion by the Trump campaign and Russia, said Rich Byrne, who's a Republican for NC. Is that New Caledonia? No, not New Caledonia. New Carolina, maybe? North Carolina, maybe, sorry. The chairman and the Senate Intelligence Committee in an interview with CBS last week. Burr was also careful to note that more facts may be uncovered yet, but it also made clear the investigation was nearing an end. We know that we're at the bottom of the barrel because there's no questions that we're searching for answers to, Burr said. On Tuesday, Burr doubled down, telling NBC News that there's no factual evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. So, yeah, interesting. Ranking member of the committee told reporters in the Capitol Tuesday that he disagrees with the way Burr characterized the evidence about collusion, but he declined to offer his own assessment. I'm not going to get into any conclusions I have, he said, before adding that there is never been a campaign in American history that people affiliated with the campaign has had many ties with Russia as Trump campaign did. I would say Hillary Clinton did, actually. Democrat senators, investigators who spoke to NBC News on the condition of anonymity did not dispute Burr's characterization, but said they lacked context. In other words, excuses insert here. Insert here. We were never going to find a contract signed in blood, said Vlad. We're going to collude. We're going to collude, one Democrat aide said. And they're basically just going through. Look, at the end of the day, what's my view on all this? We called it freaking years ago. The whole bunch of the whole Trump base, Trump side, have all said the exact same thing. There's no collusion here. Yeah, they kept flogging this dead horse about this Trump collusion. And what? Now half the population actually believes it, while the other half of the population is sitting there burying their heads in their hands, going, I can't believe the other half of the population is stupid enough to believe this. Now look, at the end of the day, the mainstream media is going to gloss over this. They're not going to care about this. It's going to be a case of, yeah, well, hey, there's no collusion. No admitting they were wrong. No admitting that they went through and they stuffed up. No admitting they reported on facts that weren't factual at all. They're just going to gloss over it and hopefully no one pulls them to task over it. Meanwhile, they've set half the country, against the current president because the agenda doesn't line up. But hey, don't worry, Trump's the divisive one, right? Not the mainstream media that's literally lied about this shit for the past 2 years. But hey. But anyway, I don't know, guys. Let me know what your thoughts. Jeff Ruff, double standards again. Yeah, I know. I'm getting sick of them, Jeff. I really am, man. Satellite. Yeah, this is. That's this story. I read it, and it's amazing. Democrats are actually admitting to no collusion. What's interesting is I agree. Outside forces are trying to sow discord in our country. Yeah, and that's what I think it is. Someone is forcing people to be against each other. It's a lot easier to go through and to divide a country and not have them focus on the one big threat, which is the elites, the globalists. Get them fighting amongst themselves, and at the end of the day, you won't have to worry about them coming after you in force. And you know, like, for example, you know, this is something that Alex Jones has been saying for years on his channel, right? He's been going on about this globalist, the George Soros, the Rockefellers, and all these sort of guys. And suddenly he's no longer on social media, he's no longer on the internet, he's no longer on YouTube, he's no longer on Facebook. And now he has a very public beef with Joe Rogan that the media seems to be reveling in. You know, Joe, you might want to wake up, bro. You might be used as a bit of a puppet. But, you know, moving along. Female students sue Yale to admit women into male fraternities. But if it was the other way around, me sexism. More double standards. 3 female students at Yale University are suing the Ivy League school and 9 of its male fraternities in an attempt to stop the school's social organizations from admitting people based on their gender. The women who filed the class action lawsuit in federal court in Connecticut on Tuesday want to admit women to fraternities in response to alleged sexual assault, harassment, and discrimination. Look out, guys. They're coming for your man cave now. You know? We can't have you... Rockefellers, yeah. We can't have you having your own safe space or your own areas because sexism. But meanwhile, watch us have our own women-only fraternities because we feel safe. Right? Like, double standards, anybody. Women, according to the students, have been shut out of social and economic benefits offered by all male fraternities. In other words, guys, you're doing too well. We want to leech off you some bit. Give us some money. Including access to their alumni networks that can help land coveted jobs. Sorry. While there are sororities on New Haven campus, their power and influence lacks in comparison to the school's fraternities, this lawsuit claims. It's not only breeding a very toxic sexual culture, but is also giving undue economic and professional benefits to the male fraternity members. One of the plaintiff, Rye Walker, a junior majoring in astrophysics and American... You can't make this shit up. She's majoring in astrophysics and African American studies. What the actual F do those two things have in common? What job are you hoping to land after studying African American studies? Unless you're planning on being a tour guide or being an archaeologist, person that digs up relics, I can't say that word, or something like that. There is no real reason to study African American studies. And what possible reason would you want this in relation to astrophysics? I don't know. Maybe I have a wrong understanding of astrophysics here, but my understanding is that is frigging space. Astrophysics is the branch of astronomy that employs the principles of physics and chemistry. It's portions or motions in space. What the hell does that have to do with African American studies? If you want a better job, then go through and maybe study something that's related to what you're actually doing. Just saying. Lawyers for other 2 plaintiffs, and McNeil, a junior, and Eleanor Singh, a sophomore, said they believe the first ever lawsuit by students against the university seeking to gender integrate fraternities. All three plaintiffs say they were denied membership to fraternities and claim they were groped at fraternity parties and no other students who were sexually assaulted or harassed at frat parties. Yet they still want to join. I was sexually assaulted at a frat party, but you won't let me join your frat party so that I can be more sexually groped. Is that what they're wanting us to believe now? Okay. The students there say they complained to Yale about sexual misconduct and discrimination by fraternities, but school officials offered them no meaningful assistance or relief. A spokesman for Yale did not provide a comment on the lawsuit to the AP. An attorney for the fraternity said the students' accusations are baseless, which I would have to tend to agree with, but anyway. Look, at the end of the day, guys, as to what's my view on all this, look, obviously frat parties, there's a lot of drinking, there's a lot of sex, there's a lot of drugs, there's a lot of shit that goes on to these sort of things, right? Why would a woman want to willingly join that? This is about women coming in, claiming men's man cave. Before long, we won't be able to say man cave because it'll be excluding a gender that we supposedly don't have. How do you exclude a gender that you don't believe exists, right? They don't believe in genders, isn't that right? It's a spectrum. So how do you go excluding a gender? Jeffrey says flop news. You're talking about the Senate. Alright. Let's jump into Chuck E. Cheese and Shane Dawson. So, some of you guys might have known Shane Dawson has put out a video series. It's up to video 2. It's really good, actually. Talking about conspiracy theories. In the latest video, he talks about the AI that can mimic voice. Chuck E. Cheese, he talks about a Tinder story where one of his friends was allegedly going to be sold to Serbian traffickers. Well, that's what they suspected was going to happen to her, because he kept asking for passports and stuff like that. It's a pretty heavy subject, a pretty heavy episode. It's a person cave. Yeah. I'm changing the door on my study now. It's a person cave, not a man cave. But yeah, like I said, and in the first video, it was actually really good. So I can't remember what it was about. It was like almost a week ago, actually. But yeah, he's doing a really good series on these conspiracy theories. And one of the latest ones, like I've said, was that it is Chuck E. Cheese's pizzas are not freshly made. In the video, he alleges, Chuck E. Cheese, that if there are pieces of pizza left over, that they will actually go through, get these pieces, and they will put them together to make a new pizza to save money, save dough, quite literally. But yeah, if you look at some of these images, like here, for example, right? You can actually see that the crust doesn't line up. Doesn't line up there. Now, sure, it is a bit of a gap over here, but that's when you start putting all the pieces together. Also, when you go through and you sort of line up the lines, this one's not too bad, but some of them just don't. Like here, for example. This is all the crust that has been put together, right? So technically, this should be a large pizza. But why is there a piece missing? Now, obviously, if you go through and you look at the lines, for example, that sort of works. That one sort of works. That one is cutting the pizza in half. That one sort of works. 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 But yeah, those other pieces that he showed too, where like, for example, you go through and the lines don't even match up. But yeah, it was really good episode actually. But yeah, so apparently Chuck E. Cheese has came out, and in his latest video, Conspiracies, Dawson investigates whether Chuck E. Cheese pizzas are collabed together from uneaten slices. Chuck E. Cheese is defending its food after a theory that its pizzas are already collabed together. Remains of uneaten slices was explored by YouTuber Shane Dawson, who has roughly 10-20 million viewers or subs. So this is quite bad for Chuck E. Cheese. In a video released Monday as a part of his conspiracy theories, and by the way guys should go and check it out because it's really good, Dawson explores his own theory that the reason Chuck E. Cheese pizzas sometimes looks uneven is that they're not always made fresh. He didn't actually say that. He was very careful about what he did or did not say. Rather, he says the staff will, at least in some of the time, collect uneaten pieces and place them together and rewarm them, serving the creation as if it was a fresh pie. He also didn't say that either. BuzzFeed News, you're still lying. But anyway, he alluded to it, but he never said. But anyway, Dawson doesn't seem to be alone in his theory. The video shows him doing some internet searching and finding others that have the same theory. It's actually a common theory, but anyway. Dawson is careful to say that everything is just his opinion and refers speaking to his lawyer and references speaking to his lawyer several times. But a lot of other times, his language is more definitive. In the video, Dawson and his associates go to Chuck E. Cheese location in Los Angeles and order some pizza. When they come to the table, the pizzas do indeed have seem to be irregular shaped and cut marks that don't match. Oh my god, it's real, Dawson says. I mean, it's undeniable that's crazy. I think it's a bunch of pizzas to put together. It's his personal opinion. He's allowed to say that legally. Later, Dawson brings one of the pizzas home and recreates it on a kitchen counter. I think we've proven that the two halves were never together, he says. There's a reason, and legally I'm not going to say what I think the reason is. In the end, he concluded the mystery is unsolved. Dawson is a very popular YouTube creator with 20 million subscribers. The conspiracy video with Chuck E. Cheese investigation currently has more than 7.7 million views. Dawson's video set off a firestorm on social media. People tweeting about Chuck E. Cheese, including other YouTube personalities like Jeff Starr. Oh yeah, he has a big reach. However, Chuck E. Cheese spokesperson told BuzzFeed the theory is completely false. The claims made in this video about Chuck E. Cheese and our pizzas are unequivocally false, they said in a statement. No conspiracy here. Our pizzas are made to order and we prepare our dough fresh in the restaurant, which means they're not always perfectly uniform shape, but always delicious. That sort of doesn't make sense, Chuck E. Cheese. If your pizzas were actually ordered and made on the spot, all the cut marks, all the dough and everything would roughly be the same. There wouldn't be large gaps. But anyway. So why are the pizzas so oddly shaped? A former employee told BuzzFeed it's just some shrinkage. Which is why things like, for example, the meat on the pizza wasn't lining up when it was cut. Like there was like a cut mark that went through half the pepperoni on the pizza, but the pepperoni wasn't on the other side of the pizza. As far as the allegations go, I think it's actually pretty funny, even though it's absolutely false. She said, in my years there, not once did I ever see a pizza even make it back towards the kitchen. They were always thrown in the trash, even if the pizzas that weren't untouched by the guests. She said the reason the pizzas look so odd in the cut tool, it doesn't always go all the way through, leading to irregular cut marks. Yeah, that's why the pizzas stop at the halfway mark, right? That's why the cut marks stop at halfway mark. Cool. When it goes into the oven, the pizza shrinks, it wraps. It depends on the amount of cheese or topping, the blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is an interesting comment. I spent quite a while working at Domino's, and their reasons for uneven slices and cuts simply isn't true. We've made over 600 pizzas a day, and on average, and I've never seen a pizza leave looking anything close to that. That is a reportedly former Domino's worker who made 600 pizzas a day. Look, what do I think? I think, yeah, there might be something to this. I think that these pizzas definitely had irregular cut marks, and at the end of the day, there was definitely something weird going on with the crust. Like, do I literally need to show you this pizza here? Where the hell is that pizza? Chuck E. Cheese? You're going to tell me that's shrinkage? What the actual... Where is it? Where is this pizza? What happened to it? The Cookie Monster got it? The Dough Monster? I don't know. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Satellite, ha ha ha. So does Woolworths say its meat is fresh, but meat glue was real? Jeffrey, sell by the slice. So if they start selling by the slice, then we'll have no way of actually going through and tracking it. But anyway. Alright. So everybody's been going on about Alexandria Cortez's Green Deal, right? Everybody's going on about what a great job it is. What a load of fun it was, you know, how great it's going to be, how feasible it's going to be, all that sort of stuff, right? It's all good news. Well, the problem is that California has just literally pulled out of a high-speed rail deal. Yep, they pulled out faster than my couch. But yeah, California and Governor Gavin Newsom announced Tuesday in his State of the State address at the California State Capitol in Sacramento that he would abandon the state's high-speed rail system because it was too expensive. Gee, tell me, Governor Nelson, how do you plan to go across the ocean? For example, you can't even go across land without it being too dear. The plan to connect San Francisco to Los Angeles by high-speed rail would cost too much and the respectfully would take too long, he told legislators. He said the state would still build a portion of the system under contraction in the rural Central Valley, denying that it would be a train to nowhere. He said the state would not spend $3.5 billion to back the federal government spent by President Donald Trump. But Newsom said the state could not afford the total cost, even with the note that he was record-breaking surplus in the state's coffers, thanks to ongoing economic recovery. He also replaced the chair of the high-speed rail's governing body, saying there had been too little oversight and transparency. Voters approved the first bond for the bullet train under the California High-Speed Rail Authority by referendum in prostitution. I'm getting that wrong. 1A in 2008. Governor Jerry Brown, a Democrat, championed the project during his third and fourth terms in office, calling it central fight against climate change. Maybe they should get Alexandria Cortez to tell them how to build it. Yet over the time, the project grew more and more expensive, raising from an initial estimate of $37 billion in 2008 to nearly $100 billion, according to the estimate last year. Whoa, okay, that's quite a jump. In 2014, Breitbart News revealed that the high-speed train would not be so high-speed After all, running slower on tracks from San Jose to San Francisco and the San Francisco Valley into downtown LA, the earliest project might have completed was in 2033. Yeah, Jeffrey says, translated, wait for federal dollars. Yeah, I think this is very suspect. I don't think this is... I think at the end of the day, he's realising it's probably not going to do a lot. It's probably not going to be... He's not going to be in power. It's not going to affect him in 2033. Chances are he still won't be running governor or whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's just waiting for more dollars. As Lieutenant Governor, Newsom opposed the high-speed project, but flip-flopped in 2016, backing the project and promising 100% to seek public funding as a governor. However, upon taking office, Newsom appeared to have a change of heart, especially as he prioritized providing health insurance to all Californians residents. So he was against it, then he was for it, and now he's going back to against it. Well, seems like he might have lied just to get votes, doesn't it? Geek says in chat, they should have listened to the white conservative men before brutalizing their citizens. While he had nothing but respect for Governor Brown and Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, Newman said the bullet train is planned could not be completed. He also accused Trump of xenophobia and nativism for his approach to illegal immigration. Yet he seemed to can't build a railway. Funny thing is that Australia is building railway lines. We don't seem to have a problem doing it. I think up on the Gold Coast they're building one. I think they're expanding the Melbourne. I've heard they're expanding the Melbourne line or something. So Australia can seem to do it. Why can't the Democrats? It's funny that, isn't it? But anyway. Video. Bitter supporters use a bat to beat hanging Trump effigy. Protesters outside a rally held by failed US Senate candidate Beto O'Rourke used bats to beat a piñata made to look like President Donald Trump. During a March for Truth rally in El Paso, Texas, supporters of the Robert Francis Beto O'Rourke hanging a Trump piñata and took turns beating it with a bat. Isn't there a precocious decline in Aussie real estate values? Yes, there actually is, Geek. So in Australia, we are having a bit of a downturn in our housing market, especially in Melbourne and Sydney, and also I think up in Brisbane as well. I know Melbourne is definitely having it, where they basically they are having houses prices drop. People are having to sell their houses, and they're finding out they are getting less than what they originally brought them for. Look, at the end of the day, it's part and parcel of buying a house. When I bought my house, I got values. I got valuations done. I picked the right time to buy. That I don't want to be callous about it, but it is part and parcel of buying a house. But yeah, there was a 60 Minutes video that went up a couple of days ago, actually, where they actually go through and they actually talk about it. They reckon it could drop as much as 40%. In which case, I'll be buying more houses, I suppose. But anyway, the beating of the Trump effigy came shortly after the March for Truth rally, and the President Trump held his own rally Monday night. Both rallies were held by about the same time, just a short distance from the border walls that separate El Paso from Jersey, Mexico. President Trump mocked Beto O'Rourke at his rally. At one point, the president said the competing rally only attracted about 300 people. I don't believe that. I saw footage there was a little bit more, but I definitely think there was about there was more Trumps. As O'Rourke called out President Trump over border walls and barriers, He stood on stage that was walled off by barriers, fences, and barricades, Breitbart News reported, and we do actually have that video. Scary. Upside down equality. Yeah. I've heard 40% too. Yeah. Some economists is claiming 40%. I believe he said 40% if it's a world economy crash, or 20 to 30% if it's just Australian. But yeah, I get worried when you start getting people like that throwing numbers around. I always wonder what their mottos are or what their motives are. To me, I think he's trying to sell books and trying to make money out of fear campaign, to be honest. So I don't know about the 40% mark. It's possible, I suppose, but regardless. Jeffrey says musical chairs. I don't get what that's in reference to, Jeff. But anyway. Eddie Wall, Beto O'Rourke uses fence barricades at El Paso rally. Meanwhile, rallying against border walls at his El Paso, Texas rally on Monday evening, Representative Beto O'Rourke stood safely on stage that walled off supporters behind barriers, fences, and barricades. Walls do not save lives. Walls and live. O'Rourke said at his pro-open borders rally in El Paso that duel with President Trump's rally blocks away. In the latest 10 years, more than 4,000 children, women, and men have died coming to this country to work jobs that no one will take, to be our family members, to flee horrific, brutal violence and death in their own home countries, O'Rourke said, falsely claiming Americans are unwilling to take blue-collar US jobs. The fact is that people crossing the borders is because of the fact that we have, or the US has lack border security. If they knew they could not cross the border, they would not try it as much as they do. For example, Israel built walls, and they dropped from, I forgot what the number was now. Let me look it up. Dropped. Border fence in Israel cuts immigration by 99%. So Israel had a real problem with real immigrants coming from the southern border, about 116,000 in 1 year. In 2 years, they constructed a 143-mile fence, about 2.9 million per mile, and it cut that illegal immigration rate from about 16,000 to 18. They cut it by 99%. I will put that article up on the screen for a sec so you guys can check it out. But there is the article there. And yeah. And political fact gave it mostly true. It is there. So even when political fact agrees with you, know he's right. But anyway. Look, at the end of the day, obviously Beto O'Rourke's, I don't think he was as popular as Trump, obvious reasons. You know, Trump's the president, yada, yada, yada. Some pics. Musical chairs, some pics. Okay, copy link, let me have a look. What's this link that you're posting? Better not be some meme. Oh, okay. Yes, I have seen this. I will talk about that, actually. Thank you. So look, at the end of the day, it's... Yeah, Trump's going to be more popular. Of course he is. Well, look, I'm not saying Beto O'Rourke didn't pack him. Yeah, he packed him in. But it does look very, very hypocritical when Beto O'Rourke goes through and puts up fences and then claims that they're immoral. Or that fences, or what did he claim? Fences cause people to die. Yeah, well, what about your fences, bro? People didn't get squished up against those fences? But anyway. Look, at the end of the day, obviously, it's Democrats just been, you know, picking in what they want to choose. Yeah. As for this, guys, here is a video of someone making a Viking, I want to say. Trump. This is, I think it was in Italy, wasn't it? Yeah, it was, yeah. So they made this huge, great big statue of Trump. It was quite impressive, actually, to be honest. Yeah. There's another one there. Yeah. This is stuff that you won't see on CNN, people. Look at that. That is really cool. That is damn near impressive. Viking Trump. But yeah. I'll just pause it on that for you. I'll give you an idea of how. Where is it? There's a photo of it there. Look how big that thing is. Holy shit. That is really cool. Thank you, Geek, for showing us that, by the way. 5-story tall Trump Emperor. Yeah. It's kind of funny, actually. Look, at the end of the day, as for, obviously, as for Beto O'Rourke, yeah, he's not going to be as popular as Trump. And at the end of the day, the fact is that, you know, look, my country has fallen behind the Italians. Yeah. 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 Go on, pick your game up. Come on, Geek. What are you doing there, bro? Alright, let's keep going. But yeah, I think I've pretty much exhausted that topic. Alexandria Cortez breaks silence on Imran Haran's anti-Israel comments. I am proud. Satellite, you're still in chat. Let me know your thoughts. So, okay. Oof, we're going to get into some spicy shielding here, guys. Engineering put the shields on 100. I think there is 2 warring fractions in the world. Israel and Palestine. And I think a lot of the conflicts that go back throughout history have been these 2 warring fractions. And I think what we are seeing here with the Democrats is a split. The Republicans are pro-Israel. The Democrats are pro-Palestine. And I think it's a lot of the new guard that seemingly have a similar agenda. So, but let's jump into it. Democrat New York Representative Alexandria Cortez praises fellow Democrat Minnesota Representative Oham on Tuesday for claiming Republican support of Israel is brought by the American Israel Public Affairs Committee. Unlike this president, Representative Omar demonstrated a capacity to acknowledge pain and apologize. Use the opportunity to learn history of anti-Semitic, growing from it while clarifying her stance. I'm also inspired by Jewish leadership who brought her in, not push her to heal. Yeah, wolves in sheep's clothing, guys. Omar is facing massive backlash after she quote triggered. After she quote tweeted a link to an article by Hazowitz where House Majority Leader Kevin McCarthy threatened publishing against Omar and the Democrat Michigan Representative Rash Tabib, America's first 2 Muslim Congress. Both Omar and Tib have been embroiled in allegations of anti-Semitics. It's funny how these 2 Muslim Democrats have been accused of anti-Semitic. It's really weird, that, isn't it? Yeah. Moving along. Satellites in chat, I think. Oh no, that was earlier. But yeah, lots of people proclaiming to be woke, trying to police communities on what they aren't allowed to be upset by. Alexandria Cortez continued. Oh, so now she's pro-free speech. That's interesting. I'm proud Omar raised the issue of lobbyists, money, and politics, and equally proud of her sensitivity to communities both are possible. Yeah, but also she didn't go on about the money that was coming in from, for example, Palestine. Did she? So, yeah. Geek, why did your comment get hidden? That was weird. Anyway, well, Alexandria Cortez claimed to have a... While Alexandria Cortez claimed to have separate Jewish ancestry, she also made some eyebrows-raising statements about Jews, self-proclaimed radical compared to immigrant caravan trying to enter the United States illegally to Jews fleeing the Holocaust. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. So she's made comparisons to people fleeing the Mexico into the US as people fleeing the Holocaust. Okay. Later, she compared the efforts of the Democrat Representative President Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal to the Holocaust, urging the United States to follow Germany's example by paying reparations and acknowledge the suffering that occurred during Nazi occupation. The New York congressman also received backlash after she expressed gratitude for her correspondence with Jeremy Corbyn, the leaders of the UK Labour Party. Corbyn has been plagued with accusations of anti-Semitics and a long history of condemning Israel while applauding anti-Jewish terrorist organizations. Alexandria Cortez is a part of the Democrat Socialist of America, DSA, that supports the BDS, which is the boycott of Israel products, by the way. The Daily Wire uncovered a 2017 video DSA voting in favor of BDS while chanting, "From the rivers to the sea, Palestine will be free." A famous Hamas crying rally. Or rallying cry, sorry. So yeah, a little bit interesting. Look, at the end of the day, yeah, I do think that there is a fracturing of the political parties. I think one of them is pro-Israel, one of them is pro-Palestine. And I think at the end of the day, that is where the party lines are going to be falling. Would you rather Palestine or would you rather Israel? Yeah. That's my belief, and we shouldn't get real into this too much because I mightn't have a channel left. European girls in Vienna are wearing headscarves to avoid assault by male Muslim migrants. We did cover this a few days ago, but this is another story talking about it. During her appearance last week on OE24, a local Austrian television student, Franz, stated, "Speaking with women on the street, speaking with children, speaking with young girls. I myself know fathers and their daughters have come home in the evening where they live in the problem areas, giving them headscarf so they won't be recognized as Austrians. I know this personally in the 15th district of Vienna." So someone else is now talking about it. It's funny because when InfoWars talks about it, it's false news. Although this is Voice of Europe, so they're probably still going to claim that anyway. And the last one is Mercedes attacks Trump for classifying drunk driving illegals as criminal. Satellite. Israel gives us fast CPUs, so yeah. There's a lot of different reasons why I'd rather pick those over the Palestines. You and I have had this discussion actually. But yeah, anyway, moving along while I still have a channel. Democrat Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey attacked President Trump Monday for treating illegal aliens that drive under the influence of drugs or alcohol as criminal. Why wouldn't they be criminal? Anybody driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol, if it's against the law, is criminal. Right? If I go out drink driving, am I a criminal? Yes. Only if I get caught. No, but yes, of course I am. So why would it matter if they're illegals or not? Unless it's all based on identity politics, right, Democrats? Democrat lawmakers are attempting to limit the number of legal aliens in the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE can detain at one time. The Democrats have slowed congressional negotiations on Trump's border wall, which I'm getting annoyed at. But anyway, the New Jersey senator appeared on CNN Monday night and blamed ICE's enforcement policies for detaining more illegal aliens than Congress allocated funding for. The reason that ICE is already 9,000 beds over their budgeted amount, so that violating the budget is because of the president's zero-tolerance policy that has turned everyone, regardless of their record, into a criminal, Mazenzi told CNN host Wolf Blitzer. If they're in your country illegally, they're a criminal. If they're drink driving, they're a criminal. If they're driving while under the influence of drugs and it's against the law, they're a criminal. If they break the law, they are a criminal. There's no ifs or buts about this. Jesus Christ. If you cross the border undocumented, Trump has now made you a criminal. It's because you are. That's literally the definition of being a criminal, is crossing a country illegally. That's why they call it illegal, you moron. Munn said if a person has driven under the influence, DUI violation, is now making that, saying that's criminal. It is. Driving under the influence is against the law. Holy shit. In previous administrations, ICE only detained and deported violent criminals, Mazenzi said. Because he tear children away from their mothers, puts them in detention facilities, which Obama did, by the way, he has over-demanded the result of his policy. His policies driving his Mazenzi's continued. Former President Barack Obama also criminalized illegal immigrants and separated families at the U.S. border Mexico, though at a slower rate than Trump administration. The Obama administration prosecuted nearly 500,000 illegal immigrants between 2010 and 2016, according to the Department of Homeland Security data. So Trump did it, and Obama's doing it. It's not a party thing. It's an illegal alien thing. And guess what? If you come to the country illegally, you're illegal. That's why they call it illegally. You moron. I don't know. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on any of the comments, any of the topics that we have talked about? Obviously, guys, if the video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, anybody has anything to say before we log out? Any of you guys in the chat have anything to comment? No? No? Alright. But yeah, apart from that, guys, look, obviously, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning into the show. I think I just had Satellite jump in today. Yeah, I did. Hello, Satellite. How are you? Alright. Hello? You there? Hello? Hello? For some reason, my Discord mic is not working. No. Alright. Yeah, Discord's playing up, guys. I have to have a look into Discord. But anyway, yeah, guys, apart from that, Satellite just decided to jump in. But yeah, apart from that, guys, let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.